Hi everyone, my name's Anthony Hines. For the last 40 plus years, I've been trying to help people with their career and help people who are in transition to get the next great opportunity. Today I want to talk to you about something I've been hearing a lot about as of late, and that is when jobs just seem to disappear. People don't call back. Recruiters don't answer when you email them. You interview a bunch of times, and then all of a sudden, things just change out of the blue. Okay, and then it's over, and it's like they don't call you back, and they don't answer. They don't let you know what happened. It just sort of stops. Okay, okay. First of all, let's be clear about something. That is not a right thing to do to someone. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care what the problem is. I don't care what the reason is. You are owed a callback or at least a notification as to what happened. Because in order for you to proceed in your job search, you need to know what you did wrong, or when needed, when you did nothing wrong. Okay? Because the fact of the matter is, you're already in a place where you're off a little bit and you question yourself and all these things. So really, you should know when you're off. Like when it's over because of something for the outside or the like. I'm going to tell you this. Here's what I want you to do. When you first get a relationship with a recruiter, okay, I want you to make it clear to them that the communication that they give you is very important to your search. Okay, I want you to let them know that no matter what the reason why a job isn't going forward, if it isn't going forward, or if there's an issue with the process or the like, that you would like to at least know, because there isn't a situation where the recruiter is going to be embarrassed or not know what to say, because you're an adult and you can handle it. So the point is, I want you to make sure that when you first talk to recruiters, you tell them that you need to know how the progress is going, what the resolutions are, good and bad. That's my point. Don't, obviously you're not going to give them horror stories, but you're going to talk to them and say, you want to know good and bad, how the progress is going, what you can do to improve on future interviews, what you need to say, what you need to do. And if situations happen where the job is no longer available because maybe it was given to someone in the inside, maybe they lost budgeting for it, maybe they've lost funding, maybe there were other issues that were internal to the company, maybe there was a strategy change, or maybe they just decided that someone who's already in the group would just take on the responsibility and they weren't going to bring someone else. These are all valid reasons why jobs just disappear. Okay? So the fact is, you want to make sure that your recruiter contacts know that it's okay to tell you that and that you're okay to go to the next position. So you want to do that up front. That's one thing. So let's say that it's happened to you. Okay? Here's what I want you to do. What I've always told everybody in this process is focus on what you can control. You cannot control that they did not call you back. That you cannot control that they did not go forward with the position. You have to understand that sometimes these positions that don't go forward, it's more of a pit stop more than it is an ending stop. So sometimes things just get caught up in HR, or they get caught up because the position hasn't been approved yet, or because the position hasn't been posted yet, or they have to talk to internal candidates first, and all these different other reasons. So don't always assume that if this situation occurs, that it's an end of story situation. It could be a pit stop. So maintain your understanding of the job and maintain your readiness, because as I said, they may call you back on jobs that are in these situations, because as I say, it might just be a temporary setback within the process. Here's what you got to understand, people. a lot of companies, and I'm going to say most companies, they're pretty much in chaos. They don't know what's going on day to day sometimes. Why? Because they're short-staffed, they're busy, they have maybe too much work. They're not organized. Their processes are old. They're losing people to retirement. Other people are leaving and coming, and there's not always training. It's just always a transitional situation. So I need you to understand that sometimes these things happen because the company is a mess, not because of anything you did. It's not always you. It's not always your failure. It's not always something you said. Sometimes these things happen because the company is not organized, okay? Or maybe the manager got laid off, or maybe there was a reorg in the IT area. I know you don't want to hear this. I get it. I understand you don't want to hear it. I know it's a pain in the butt, but you know what? I'm trying to tell you this to keep you sane, to keep you to understand that it's not always you. There could be other things outside. And what you can't control is your readiness. You have to be ready if they come back to you with the position, say there was a delay or something. You have to be ready with your enthusiasm and your ability to move forward in situations when positions come back or other positions are presented, because sometimes somebody may have really wanted you to work for them, but the position wasn't approved. So the next position gets approved. And maybe they want to call you back, right? But they're going to want to call you back more often than not if in fact you've been really enthusiastic, and it's something that they remember, and they know that they want to call it, they want to move forward. And also too, people understand that tell your recruiters and tell all the hiring managers and anybody that you're open to contract work if needed, because sometimes they may not get the full-time position that you're being hired on, but they may get a contract that's perm, hired a perm, right? That's So the fact of the matter is, you want to make sure that you let people know throughout the process that you're flexible, because in their world, their process may change, their requirements may change. It's not like it was 10 years ago where you go out, you see something in the paper, you see something on the internet, you apply, and you go through the process and you get the job easy. There's a lot of dynamics going on now, people. There's internal stuff, there's pressure, there's political stuff, there's all kinds of things. So you want to make sure that people understand. You want to be communicated to, whether it's good or bad, all the way through. Number two is you're open to contract and full-time positions. And number three, you're flexible, so that if the position is more dynamic, you're flexible to that regarding the duties, regarding the requirements, and the like. You want to show flexibility, enthusiasm, and the fact that you want to be communicated to. Bring that out up front. And if it happens to you, the fact of the matter is this: they're probably going to call you again for another position, or another recruiter in the same company is probably going to recall you again, because you're in a central database. And a lot of times, if you're in the central database, the person that called you originally is probably quick. Is probably on to another position or into another company, and another recruiter may call you. So don't take it personal when the second person calls you. Just deal with them and set the process straight. Tell them what you want. Tell them that you want to be communicated to. Tell them the things I told you. Don't take it personal, okay, when the next person calls you. Because believe me, they're not sitting around talking about you all day. What they're doing is trying to fill every position possible. So you want to be ready and be accessible for that. Now, obviously, they shouldn't be doing these things, but I'm just telling you, people, it's not always you. Sometimes it is the company. Sometimes the project isn't approved, or as I say, sometimes the company gets sold, or sometimes other things happen that you just won't believe happen, because as they say, we're in a very dynamic business culture right now. But what you can control is your attitude the next time these people call you. Okay? And instead of being angry, understand that things happen that are not your fault. And things happen that are not to do with something you did. And things happen sometimes that are out of everyone's control. So treat each position and each opportunity as its own opportunity, but make clear the requirements that you want, so that next time there isn't that type of situation where things go quiet. And if it does go quiet, at least you know that you tried to tell them what you wanted. You didn't let the process slip away from you, assuming the right thing was going to be done. Sure, it may still go quiet, but the fact is, if you at least tried, you're going to feel a lot better about it. Okay? Now, here's the other thing, people. It's very easy when this happens to put you off your game for your next interview, in your next company, in your next opportunity. And believe me, that can happen. So here's what you got to do. The emotions you feel about anytime that happens to you are real, and they absolutely should be felt. They're not to be pent up. They're not to be thrown aside. They shouldn't. That situation should not have happened, and you really should make sure that you let yourself feel for that moment, okay? And make sure that you're okay to go to your next interview. Make sure you're okay to go on with your next group of opportunities. Because if you're not okay, it's going to come out in how you interview, and it's going to come out in how you the resumes you put out. It's going to come out in everything you do, your phone interviews and everything. So give yourself a little break if something like that happens to you, and get yourself regenerated, get yourself refueled, and then come back out, because I don't want you to lose the next two jobs because of what happened in this job. Okay? It's not a conspiracy. They're not all out to get you. Here's the reality. The reality is bad things happen, and they shouldn't happen. You don't deserve it. You never asked for this. I totally agree with that. But bad stuff does happen. So the fact is, you got to be ready for it. You got to prepare yourself for it, and then you got to get up and go to your next opportunity, mentally ready to attack that opportunity. That said, set the requirements of the communication. Explain to them that you want to know everything all the way through, and make sure you drive that notification and communication process so that there are no gaps. And then if it happens, you know the best you could do. Now, what you want to do too is, I personally would still request a LinkedIn request with the hiring managers. Whether the position went bad or not, it's not personal. So the fact is, I would still personally reach out to them in LinkedIn and just say thank you for the interview. I'm looking forward to hearing about that position and future positions if this position is not available, because I really would enjoy the company and the life. And I would reach out and still LinkedIn to all of them, because now the process is not wasted, right? So all the experience is not wasted. I believe, you never know. This person could come back to you with another job down the road if they see that how well you handle these types of basically screw-ups, okay? Pit stops, screw-ups, call them what you want. But if you handle it right, maybe the person is so impressed that the next job that comes out, you could be a higher candidate for, because of how well you handled some of these rougher times. And it doesn't make it any easier. I get it, people. It doesn't make it easier. I'm just giving you ways to handle it so that you are ready to go for the next one and the next time something comes along. And you never know if the next time is going to be job 2 in the same company. Okay? It could happen. It could really happen. I always say to people, get a good rapport with the receptionist when you go into interviews, right? I mean, I had an interview once where the interviewer came down. She was 45 minutes late for the interview, and she was running downstairs. She came downstairs. Oh, Anthony, I'm sorry, I'm late. I said, hey, I was just talking to the receptionist. We were having a great conversation. Because the point of the matter, what I'm trying to make to you is be flexible and understand that, you know, people, companies, people, everybody, they're not as organized as you'd like them to be. They're not as together as you'd like them to be. And the more flexibility you can show, and the more ability to show them that you're dynamic, ready to go, fearless, and able to adjust, the more you're going to be able to get a position. So my point is, set yourself up so that disappearing of the job is less apt to happen by communicating the expectations up front. And then if it does happen to you, still treat it as a positive experience for the interviews. Reach out on LinkedIn to the people involved and tell them you're still interested in working for that company and you're still interested in working with that recruiter. That's if you want to. I mean, if you've taken it personal and you don't want to work with them, that's fine too. But I just believe that if you maintain a positive experience, a positive relationship, that you're more apt to hit. You're more apt to get the next position. You're more apt to have that connection. You're more apt to make things work for you. I know it's not easy. I know it's really, really tough in those situations because it just breaks you. Believe me, it just breaks you. I get it. I know it. But the point is, I'm giving you ways to be able to handle it so that you personally can move forward in a way that you're okay with yourself and you're still ready for the next position and the next interview. You never know where that job is coming from. So no door is ever really closed. Sometimes they're just kind of ajar, right? But no door is ever really closed. New positions come, new positions happen. No matter how things come down at the end sometimes, just make sure that people know that you're ready for the next position wherever that is. Because that way they're more apt to help you. You know, people feel guilty sometimes when things like that happen. And they might be more apt to call you and might have to have you involved in things. But if you handle it the right way, you know, you might have a lot of people advocating for you because you handled it the right way. You gotta look at it that way because the point is you're only looking for one job. So do what you can to get yourself in a good light, no matter how people treat you, because you never know where that job's going to come from and where that's going to happen. Okay? You never know what's going to happen, so there's no reason to put yourself in a position where others may not call you again. Get yourself ready and get yourself going. And then that way, you'll always be looked upon as part of their solution instead of a problem. You'll be looked upon as someone they want because they know you're a team player and that you can adjust. It's not right. It's not fair when people do stuff like that. But turn it for you. Make it work for you. Okay? Hope I helped because I know it's horrible when it happens, but I'm giving you some ways to at least get yourself in a good place. My name's Anthony Hines. Go to my LinkedIn profile, get my job search article, and hopefully you can get something out of that and get some great tips like thousands, and I mean thousands of other people who have downloaded my article. It's on my LinkedIn profile. So check out all my podcasts on Podbean and become a patron. Have a great day, everyone, and good luck in your job search. Bye-bye now.